One of my favorite transitions is going from Astavakrasana pose, which is here, into Koundinyasana. All the while trying not to get cramped in my abdominals. Oh. So the prerequisite, of course, is that you need to have a comfortable Astavakrasana pose and Koundinyasana. How you combine the two is not as complicated as you think. As always, it's technique and timing. I cannot emphasize that enough. I know it's easy for you to look at me and say, oh, he's a man, he's strong, he knows what he's doing. But trust me, technique beats strength every single time. Check out one of my earlier videos if you want to know how to do Astavakrasana. It's an amazing, empowering yoga pose. It really helps strengthen your arms and your core. It helps with mobility. Really, I can't go on enough about it, which is why I teach it as often as I do. So look at my technique here. I do Astavakrasana, and what's really important is that I use my inner thigh muscle to squeeze my bicep. So if you look at my bottom knee, it never drops there. That's the key to my transition. What I want to do now is bring my heels down there. You see my right heel touches down, I lift up. That's really important. I bring my left foot through the gap there, and I come into this position, and I just bring it back again. Of course, how long your arms are relative to your torso do play a factor in this. So if you find it really awkward, I do have some sympathy for you. If I go through that first step again, I come into Astavakrasana and then I bring my heel down to the floor there. As I do so, I use my triceps to push up because I need to create space for this leg to come through this gap. So from here, of course, there's nowhere to go. See what I mean? So I have to lift up. That might be the single most challenging part of this entire transition. So that may be the stage that you are still on in weeks and weeks from now. But with repetition, you absolutely will get stronger. And I know I say this in every video, but that is just science. That is the principle of adaptation. That if you expose your brain to a specific stimulus over and over again, you will adapt and you will become more efficient. You will get stronger essentially. So let's go through that again. I have my hands down and I come into Astavakrasana with my focus being to squeeze there. There we go. Then I drop my heel and then I push up. And then from there, I bring my bottom leg through there we go, and then I can come back. I think my arms are a bit shorter than I'd like them to be because I find myself sliding my foot on the ground. Some people that I've seen have it off the ground, so it doesn't really matter essentially as long as you're feeling that transition. I'll show you from the reverse angle because it might be a little bit easier. You see how I'm in Astavakrasana, I drop the heel and then I lift, drop, lift, and then I feed the bottom leg through there into Koundinyasana there. Make sense? Another angle. It's my 5-year-old giving me direction. Okay, let's go here at this side angle then, okay? Hopefully my foot doesn't whack the post behind me. So all 5 fingertips in contact. And remember, the first thing is don't drop the bottom knee. Squeeze your bicep and then come into Astavakrasana. Where do we go from here? Drop that heel down and lift up, okay? Drop the heel, lift, feed this through, come into Koundinyasana, and come back. Oh. So when I teach this in a regular class, I always ask students to do a couple of repetitions only, because they do just get worse and worse the more you fatigue, as I just demonstrated. Feel free to give this transition a go. It is absolutely amazing. You will feel great in doing so. It really will empower you, and it will empower how you approach yoga poses, and a change in perspective in how you carry your own body and who you are goes a long way towards you understanding that yoga is purely psychological. When you overcome the physical barriers, when you recognize that you are strong enough for these poses, it really shifts your perspective. It really changes how you see yoga. In many ways, once you kind of get to grips of your arm balances, yoga really isn't the same again. It becomes so much more than you realized. Namaskar.